The Israeli cabinet will meet to give final approval to a deal with Hamas for a ceasefire in Gaza and the release of hostages. This is according to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office, which said on Friday that, and in Gaza itself, Israeli warplanes kept up intense strike, and Palestinian authorities said late yesterday at least 86 people were killed in the day after the truce was announced. For more on the story, we are joined by SABC News Senior Reporter Khayelihle Khumalo. Thank you so much for making time. We've been waiting in anticipation. When we were speaking to international editor Sophie Mkwena yesterday, I was quite hopeful that by the end of yesterday the ceasefire deal would be concluded. How is it that we are still not there? What is holding up the deal? Can you tell us?
Well, certainly, Diawa, it's a fairly delicate process. So what has been a hindrance at this point is that there was that cabinet meeting from Israel that was supposed to take place yesterday, but due to the rifts, the differences within the cabinet, because it is a very unstable coalition government led by Prime Minister Netanyahu. So there are some areas where they are trying to get the nitty-gritty to try and make sure that they get the deal really well approved. But now there has been an assurance from Prime Minister Netanyahu's office that this particular deal will be approved. There will be a meeting during the course of the day. But also, most importantly, for example, he has expressed an appreciation to the negotiating team that has been meeting in Doha in terms of making sure that this particular ceasefire agreement does succeed. Certainly, it is a race against time. As you know, that Sunday is going to be a very big day where it's going to really take effect. But also, most importantly, we've seen so many reactions from all over the world, the capital saying that this particular ceasefire must be well sustained.
Yeah, I've been quite concerned because on Wednesday when it was announced and there was those airstrikes, and I wonder, is this something we're likely to see until Sunday when it happens, or could they stop? 86 people dying is a lot. That surely adds to the complexity of the negotiations behind closed doors, I would wonder.
Well, undoubtedly, Diab, especially because from the Israeli side, they still maintain that for them it's all about making sure that Gaza doesn't become a threat whatsoever. But there has been a very appeal extended to the Israeli authorities by so many aid groups who are saying that it's quite important to really not see the aerial bombardment, not to see the continuation of the ground offensive from the side of Israel, especially because, for example, you have so many families who have been going back to this enclave, really inspecting their homes, especially because, there has been so many people really saying that it's quite important to make sure that we see this particular ceasefire being really just sustained. It's a very fragile one at this point, but, we're just going to wait and see. Really at that particular meeting.
15 months is such a long time for this kind of war and instability. I'd like to I struggle to even think about what the recovery will look like and where it would start. What have the experts been saying on the streets about the kind of recovery that we're seeing both on the Israeli side and from the Hamas side and the Palestinian side?
Especially because, this has been really described as a catastrophe in Gaza where the educational facilities have been targeted, the healthcare system is on the brink of collapse. So it's a very, very untenable situation. So at this point in time, from the experts' point of view, they do talk about generally where you do see the reconstruction project where from time to time you may see a conference of sorts where they raising funds so that Gaza is able to rebuild itself. But for Israel, I think it's quite important for themselves as well, because what has been really the key issue is about dismantling Hamas. Have they succeeded in doing so? It's anybody's guess, because you still do have those who are saying that Hamas can easily regroup and have all sorts of things.
Khayelihle Khumalo, thank you so much. And on our screen now, live visuals from Gaza's Khan Yunis that you are seeing there. Khayelihle Khumalo is with SABC News and he's been giving us an update on that crucial ceasefire deal.